Are you listening?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to your family. Good morning to your honor. All that stuff. I don't know.
Did you see the eclipse yesterday?
Well, I didn't. I actually napped through the eclipse. I had such a big headache. Me and my wife had a headache that we pretty much napped.
Dang, both
Like
y'all?
there were doctors and scientists saying if you're experiencing like nausea and headaches, it could be because of the eclipse.
That's weird.
Mm.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen it.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was interesting. Well, we saw parts of it. We went outside. We didn't have the glasses, so we got a strainer. And if you put like a small circle in front of the sun with like enough blockage and the light that goes through the circle will show you the shadow of the moon in front of the sun. It's interesting. It's a safe way to do it. It was a total eclipse. Not here though. We got 85% coverage.
We got a little bit more coverage than that. We was almost in the totality.
Mm-hmm.
We was about maybe 75% totality.
Yeah.
25%. I mean, we was almost dark. It got dark here just a little bit.
Yeah, I got dark too, apparently. But I couldn't tell you exactly because I was napping. Eyes were closed. I was snoring, snoozing, sleeping. Trying to sleep the headache away. It was terrible. Yeah, like it's like migraine levels of a headache. I even took some Tylenol beforehand. And after the eclipse was over and everything, I was feeling better.
That's weird.
We ended up playing Zombicide, Washington, D.C. last night. Zombicide. Fun board game.
Yeah, several people was filming it on YouTube.
Right? Yeah, this is all over Twitch, not Twitch, TikTok and stuff too. People were filming it all over the place.
Matter of fact, what part of Ohio are you in, if you don't mind me asking? I used to live in Ohio myself.
Naps are awesome. Yeah, naps are completely awesome.
To be honest, Mrs. Hillbilly is from Ohio.
Yeah, I want to officially welcome you guys to Super Fast Tortoise, which is officially sponsored by cardsutopia.com, where you can get Sweet Magic's Gathering dice bags like this Super Fast Tortoise dice bag. You get this vinyl dark dice bag for $75, not $60. But you can get these strawberry bags. Whoop, whoop. Strawberry bags. And you can get lapel pins. You can get cool little commander plates. And you get some customized paintings. Whoop, whoop.
Ooh.
And in limited time, you can get glow-in-the-dark dragon tails. Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
All can be found at cardsutopia.com. That's right. Columbus, Ohio.
Mrs. Hillbilly is from Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton. I love Ohio. Ohio. Because all the chicks with the crimson lips singing Cleveland rocks. Cleveland. I'm sorry. Wrong show.
All right, Drew Carey.
Hey, Brandon. Happy New Year's to you, too. New Year's Eve. Whoop, whoop. Toot, toot.
Yeah. I guess not if that's probably one of those Buckeye fans. I know Mrs. Hillbilly is. She loves football.
Could be. Yeah, if you love football. I mean, here in Iowa, we got a lot of Merc fans or whatever our team is, the Hawkeyes. Yeah, a lot of Hawkeye fans. Yeah. When I first moved to Iowa, I kept getting confused every time I saw Hawkeye memorabilia, which is yellow, black, and stuff. I kept thinking, oh, maybe that's a Steelers jersey, but nope, it's Hawkeyes. It's Hawkeyes. I just, just too much.
Actually, I lived in Dayton for about a year.
You were dating in Dayton. Yeah. I don't mind them. All my friends love them for sure, though. Go Bucks. Bucks. Yeah, so my dad the other day, we were on the phone. He's talking about there's a new football league that started called the UFC. Not the UFC, the UFL, the UFL, which is supposed to be like a separate division from the NFL, but pro league. And then it's featuring football teams from states that are not in the NFL. And they're still growing. And I'm like thinking that's pretty awesome. Because what if Utah got a football team? Now you're thinking Utah, it's kind of weird, but I grew up in Utah, and Utah has some pretty amazing football programs. So I know Utah, if they got in the NFL or the UFL, they could create a fierce team. But who knows what the name would be? Probably the Utah Missionaries? Who knows?
Never know. That's interesting.
United Football League. Hell yeah. UFL.
Cool.
Yeah. And I know some people just care that it's more sports they get to watch.
Well, you know what they need to do. They're starting that. They need to get James Willis as a coach for one of the teams. That way, if that team's starting to lose, he can shake his cane at that team and make them win.
The Rock and his ex-wife are the owners. Oh, nice. You know what they need to do for sure. On top of that, is drink some coffee.
Well, I can't make my tea.
Your tea. It's a morning coffee show.
Well, I like morning tea. I like my morning tea.
The tea.
Yep.
The tea is all right. So, you can't believe you disrespect the show with tea.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. You're like, sorry, not sorry. But first, we're going to get into the first segment of the day. Which you got
the card of the day?
Hi, that totally threw you off, didn't it?
Yeah, you did. Ooh.
Damnation. This was the card I was debating on yesterday for the card of the day, but I figured I'd use it today.
Well, this card right here makes me gives me a certain feeling.
Yeah. Gives you a certain feeling. This card is pretty good.
It's good. That's why I don't like it, because especially from you, because you're always destroying my monsters.
Yeah, monsters need to be destroyed.
Huh,
the other pictures of the day did not upload. Yeah, that's interesting.
But yeah, this is a good card though. For 4, 2 generic, and 2 black. It's simple. Destroy all creatures that can't be regenerated. So pretty much it's saying destroy all creatures and then exile them.
Right.
Because they cannot come back from the graveyard because they cannot be regenerated.
Right. I like this card because the first legitimate black board wipe that was reprinted, or not reprinted, but printed, but it was the offset Wrath of God is the black board wipe. That's why it's exactly a black version of Wrath of God.
Yep.
And this frame right here is the original frame. I miss this frame. I'd love to have the old frame as a card. I'd love to have that old Damnation. I mean, spicy.
So they used the same. Yeah, so they used the same art on a different card.
No, they made them look. They made the cards look similar.
What's the difference?
All right, let's see.
I'm just looking at the big old black circle.
They're show. It's not just a circle. It's like a thing that's sucking creatures in.
Big black hole.
Right.
Hello!
Well, oh my lord. So Wrath of God is blowing everything up.
Wow.
And Damnation is sucking everything in. Let's see. See, StreamYard. I'm trying to appease you here. So you see how it's a black sun basically, and everything's like going into it. Like all the bodies on the ground are being sucked into it. Damnation is a big white circle, and everything's blowing away from it. Wrath of God. That's the difference. Same amount of cost, does all the same effects.
Okay. I was talking about the other Damnation card. It looked the same.
Well, that is the same. This is
artwork.
reprint, but the border's different. So this is the original printing.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, cool, original printing. See, when they did this printing, like, you know, it's like, here's like a regular Magic card.
Yep.
They did this printing because they made the text boxes look different, because it was like Damnation was to be like, this is, if Black had a Wrath of God, this is what it looked like. So here's the Wrath of God, here's the black version.
Right.
Like the color shifted it from white to black. That was what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
All right. So then, and I was in a set where they color shifted certain things. That's when they started getting spicier with different mechanics and different colors.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had another card lined up that I know was pretty spicy.
Yep. Ooh.
Choice of Damnation. Yep.
Nice. Choice of Dalmatians for 6. 5 generic, 1 black. Sorcery Arcane. Okay. Target opponent chooses a number. You may have that player lose that much life. If you don't, that player sacrifices all but that many permanents. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hit their life or creatures with this.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And that creature is permanents. So if they choose 5, you can have them lose 5 life or sacrifice all but 5 permanents.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a mean.
And I called you Ella, Ella. That's what I called you. And a monk.
Hello.
But Choice of Dalmatians, that's a pretty good card, Al.
Yeah, shaking up. But anyways, for some pictures of the day, found a picture of me again on the internet. It's Tuesday, not enough coffee. That's what it looks like. Like, what? I'm confused. Haven't had coffee. Then, not sure if. Oh, hello. So, not sure if it's Tuesday or just a second Monday from imageflip.com. Then, Tuesday always feels like Monday. Oh, look, coffee. Need more coffee. Yeah, just some cute pictures. So how are you doing today, Hillbilly? How are you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. I had some pretty good runs on the arena today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let the chat pick 2 colors. 2 different people picked color. One picked white, one picked red. So I went with making that kind of deck, that color of a deck. And the deck actually performed pretty good.
Performed? Your deck's not supposed to perform good. You're supposed to build a deck and it suck. I'm not kidding.
Sometimes it does.
Tuesday and Monday for sure. Just hanging in the chat, being a weirdo. Well, we're all weirdos. So, how do you feel about your channel, Hillbilly? How are you feeling about your channel? How do you feel about your content?
I like it. I don't know what next step should be, I mean, that's one reason why I told people on the giveaway video, if you want to criticize
Mhm.
the channel,
Right.
go for it. Give me the
Mhm.
criticism. I will, because you know how some people, they get mad when you criticize them.
Right.
I welcome it
You.
because, yeah, I welcome all criticism because what I do with that criticism, I turn that criticism around and try to make that channel even better than what it is.
Yeah. You know, like, well, like right now, I'm kind of in a rut, like not an emotional rut, but like in a creative rut. Like I love making the MTG3 videos when I can. And I love
Mhm.
doing the morning coffee shows, and I love streaming the video games when I can. But right now, I feel like I'm trying to figure out what's the next thing to add to the channel.
Yep.
You
I
know,
understand. I mean, I understand that because it does get it does get, get kind of hard to do sometimes because you're like, all right, I've done this, I've done that. This has been done. That has been done. Dang, what do I do next? What is the next step?
hmm James Willis says he can't wait for the 17th to get a chance to win some free stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Free stuff.
I can't wait to do it. Can't wait to for the giveaway. You're
Sorry
all
for
right,
being
Ella.
mean. You're fine. I love the Commander games.
Yep, me
Like,
too.
like one thing I wish I had the knowledge base to do is to like take a game we play and edit it to be more exciting, like a pre-recorded show, take a live show, make and add graphics to it, but like and like special effects and stuff. But I do not know how to do that myself, and that's one of the things that's got my brain in a rut. It's like I got this idea, I just don't know how to implement it.
All right.
I have to, or I want to make some gifs or some little animations and store them up for different reasons for the shows.
Well,
Don't know how to do it.
the only way you can do that is to take the video and play with it, see what you can do to it.
Right?
That's the only way you can do it is just to take the video, see what you can do to it, because you can do it without without committing it into the stream. I mean,
Mm.
you,
Hey
you
yo,
do it.
fish
Yeah, you
games.
can. Yeah, you can do it without publishing it on YouTube.
Yeah, he's like, I know the feeling, bro, for sure. Like, so I'm not feeling creatively. I'm not feeling creatively disabled to the point where I can't do the morning show. The morning show I can do every. Like the topic doesn't have to be about magic. I can make a chat and chill day whenever. I can do that. It's kind of a habit to start the show in the morning. Morning now, you know.
Mhm.
But like, when it comes to adding to the channel, wanting to add flavor to the channel, wanting to invest the time to the channel, I'm like, how do I go for there? Where do I start? Where do I begin? And that's what I'm trying to figure out what the next step is. Because like in my MTG3 videos, I'm almost done with the combos and the two color combos. I got 4 combos left. I got Warzov on the list for the next set of combos.
Ooh.
Trying to figure out what I want to do for an intro for that. And you know, James Willis ain't gonna just shake his cane at a camera for me and send that clip to me. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, all right. New content that hasn't been done by other content creators already is my problem. Trying to keep it fresh.
I
The best,
understand.
my honest opinion, if you want to do something that someone's kind of already done, just keep it yourself. Keep it true to you. You know, people will flock to that more than they will do the new thing.
Yep.
The thing I think we're both struggling with here is the fact that you want to be more creative with it and you don't know how to make something more creative.
Right.
Or don't know how to start or where the end. It's like having an idea without a goal. Like the idea sounds great, but the goal is just not completely fleshed out. Yeah. because like I don't like, because like if I wanted to do some of the stuff I'm talking about, I'm always thinking, well, if I'm in editing, I'll have to stop editing, go create a thing that might take a couple hours, and add it to it. I'm like, rough.
I mean, it is hard because you're trying to be creative, but
Right.
let's say another content creator made the same exact deck that I made. Okay, they made that deck, dang blanket, that's neck deck without net decking. I mean,
Look,
it's your deck. You made the deck. But however somebody else made the deck, made it exactly the way you made it.
look, to be
You're not
honest with
really
you,
being creative there.
look, to be honest with you, do not be afraid to accidentally copy someone else's idea. Don't copy their work. Don't
Right.
try to be just like them. But in Matt Pat's final theory, he was giving away his secrets to YouTube, and one of the things that taught him the big secret to YouTube was someone created a video based off his video. So he created a video that was supposed to be like that video, but his style. And
Mhm.
he was feeling bad for cheating. But what happened with the algorithms, the algorithm saw his two videos, and they lined them up together and gave them more views together.
Oh.
So the algorithm will do that. So if you create a burrow stack that's similar to someone else's, and maybe it's near the same name as someone else's, and they're on YouTube, it's going to put your videos more together to push it up. You know, one of the tricks is he found out when to make videos like other content creators, and he found the trick to learn when to make a video that's completely different. And
Mhm.
that's one of those cool things I learned from his video. It's like, don't copy someone like perfect, but if you have a similar idea, like you wanted to talk about, if you want to talk about 3 combo cards and you did it your way, it would take our videos and it would put them together, like close enough, and be like, well, if you like this video, you'll like this video too.
Let's see. For example, of all right, I'm sure an old deck that I've made. For example, Dragon Smart Reactor, White
Right.
Sun's Twilight,
Right.
which makes all those Phyrexian Might tokens. Those two is a good combo together because all your Phyrexian Mights puts counters on your Dragon Spark Reactor.
Right.
So you can sacrifice that Dragon Spark Reactor and win the game.
Mm-hmm. James Will says net decking has to be stopped looking as a negative. With as many people that play Magic, if you can think of it, so can someone else. That's very true.
Exactly.
Hello.
Captain Waffles. Hello.
I'm just now getting out of the forest, so now I have better connection.
Whoa. And you made it.
Yep. But one thing about that Dragon Spark Reactor, White Sun's Twilight, I have never, ever seen anybody else run that deck.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean someone hasn't.
Right.
You know.
They could have, but I've never seen it.
Look, we got over 1 trillion people on the planet. To think someone else hasn't thought the same idea you've had it's wrong. Someone's had an
trillion.
idea.
That's a lot.
Yep.
I thought we were at like 8 billion.
It could be. I'm just throwing out a big number.
Because trillion is makes 8 billion look tiny.
Yeah, right. But like there's so many people that's like there's a lot of people out there who live. They're like imagine. Let me break this down this way. The simple way to think about it is if there's one of you that think of something, there's 1,000 of you thinking of something. Same with salesmen. If you create something that you like, there's a guarantee that there's 1,000 people out there that like that same kind of thing. You might not know them, you might not ever meet them, but there are people who share that thought.
True.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I just had this conversation with my daughter the other night because their team, their softball team, they wanted to think of a name to call themselves, and we eventually called ourselves the Highland Huskies. And half the girls were like, but Huskies is already taken. Like, there's all kinds of teams out there with the name Huskies. It's like, yeah, you realize that there are thousands of sports teams. You trying to come up with something unique is near impossible.
Right.
Yep, it is. It's hard.
So like,
you know,
yeah, like there's nothing new under the sun. There's just minor tweaks to everything. I mean,
right.
you can even go down the whole rabbit hole of infinite universes and different possibilities and all this others and chaos theory and all that. But eventually, you're just going to arrive to the same thing of everything's infinite, everything's the same at the same time of being infinite.
Yep.
Right. But
And,
you know, Captain Waffles here on April 20th, right here.
Ooh, nice.
Captain Waffles is doing a 420 pull game at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for $5 per pull. Every pull bought is an extra spot on the prize wheel. Grand prize is one Outlaws of Thunder Junction Play Booster box. Pay for pulls using the following. You know, you got PayPal, you got Venmo. See more rules and details on YouTube and Patreon.
Oh.
And
I just want to say, oh yeah, go ahead.
One thing it doesn't say here, if you're part of this Patreon, you get extra perks in the pull games.
Yeah, and there are some people who have already signed up for Patreon and gotten those extra benefits tacked on to their stuff. Like, I just wanted to say, like, I am thoroughly surprised and appreciate the overwhelming success of this already. Like, I've already exceeded my expectations, or you guys have already exceeded my expectations of what I thought I was going to sell for this. So it's not going to be a 5-minute stream, I can tell you that.
That's great.
It's pretty cool.
I can't buy no pulls, but I'm going to be at the stream though.
I mean, I already have a box of shit to send to you with how much you've won from me already.
True.
Yeah, Hillbilly's stealing my cards.
Yeah, I mean, he comes on the streams and I do the giveaways, and it's like, oh look, Hillbilly won. Oh look, Hillbilly won again. Oh look, Hillbilly won again.
Yeah, I've had that same luck on DJ's channel.
Yep.
Like, I just kept winning off his little comment, his little Nightbot picker.
Mm-hmm. So when's the next stream, Captain Waffles, so I can come and win some more?
Well, yeah, so part of the reason why I haven't been coming on as much, I've been really busy with like life, you know, getting laid off and working Instacart, but also like tonight's, you know, the first softball game of the season, so we have that, and I've been doing a lot more around the house to help out now that I'm home more, and you know, just, you know, balancing life, and it's been crazy. So, you know, it's like I try to stream when I can. I'm trying to figure out a schedule of when to do it, and not have my wife get pissed at me that I'm up till midnight, you know.
Right. You know, so it's one of those things that will just continue to change, and as you change, you know, it's just a moment of life. I mean, what would be cool in your situation is like if somehow YouTube completely replaced your career job, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, with Instacart, it's been kind of a soft blow of getting let go. I haven't had to actually like rush out to get a job.
Right.
I mean, I'm still looking, still applying to places and stuff, but it makes it a little bit easier to not have to be in such desperation to just accept anything.
Right.
So that's the nice thing about it, and you know, I always try to look positively at life. You know, even though there's a lot of negativity that can happen to you. Hepatitis with stoicism, I always like tried to practice that. So.
Right. That's pretty cool. You seem to got a pretty good grip on how things are going for you.
But,
oh, you know, it's all a facade. Really, I'm just like screaming and crying at home and just like depressed. No, I'm kidding.
Tell your team good luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting watching a bunch of 9-year-old, 10-year-olds play softball, and it's going to be like watching cats chase around a butterfly.
Cats go ninja crazy with butterflies.
I know.
Try a laser.
Yeah.
Jeez, Hillbilly. But no, it's pretty cool. No, so yeah, like
So what
so
is the
like
topic today?
the topic is what's the next step. And we're talking about like I'm not creatively stunned when it comes to like the morning show or MTG3. MTG3 takes a little bit longer to produce now because I am doing a show on the daily. But I'm talking about like feeling creatively stumped from trying to do new things, because I'm already doing a lot of different stuff. Like, Wednesdays I'm on DJ's show. No, not Wednesdays. Wednesdays I'm doing my video game night, and Fridays. Thursdays I'm on DJ show. Saturdays I'm doing Commander, and I'm like, I've filled up my time slots during the week that I'm pretty much available to try to do different things. Tonight I might, like, depending on how I feel, because I got to get some stuff done during the day. I'm gonna probably try to film in TG3 tonight, or I might go live tonight because the wife has to go work for a few hours when she was supposed to be off, and we're both pissed off about that because she's been working a lot of overtime on Tuesdays. And not going into the story about it, but like she's been pushing her life into work, and she wants a little life outside of work,
Yep.
you know. And what she does for a living is important to other people's careers and lives too. Without getting too much of that, we've had this discussion before for those who are longtime members of the channel, and so she can't, like, so when she needs to step up, she can't just say no without other things having consequences that affect people's lives. And that's the simple simplicity of it. And like, for her sake, I tried doing some good stuff, and I try to bring Tybalt into the situation, but like, but I
Stop
also,
touching me.
right. I also noticed I noticed in the community itself, people have been struggling to try something different themselves, or had a hard time trying something different. Like Captain Waffles, I can't put in that category because for you, everything you're doing is completely new and different, and I'm so happy for the success it's having at the moment. And I say at the moment because you don't know how long the future is, but you sure wild up a lot of people in their excitement.
Yep.
I mean, if you look at my YouTube channel is, I think, 6 or 7 years old. It might even be longer than that. So some of this stuff that I'm doing now, I've tried doing before. I just didn't have as much support as I do now. And I feel you on the creativity stuff. Like, I was literally just thinking this morning, like, I have 2 whole videos of Waffle that I haven't put out yet, for the month of March, because Munch was such a hard month. March was such a hard month,
right?
That I didn't really feel like doing them. And then it's just like I've been writing a book series, like a fantasy book series, and I finished the first book, and I've just been so like stuck on starting the second one. Like, I started it, but I haven't done anything to it.
Right.
And there's some other things of like, I want to self-publish it on Amazon, but I'm like, I need to make a book cover. And like, I almost feel like it's like, there's so much stuff that it just paralyzes you sometimes. And then you have to like kind of peel the layers away and just be like, okay, let's just start here and work at it one step at a time. But yeah, you do get to a point where either A, you have no idea what you want to do, or B, you have too many ideas of what you want to do and you just get stuck.
Right.
And so I feel you on that, because you're like, I have Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and all these days and all this other stuff I'm doing. And sometimes less is more. Like, sometimes you have to dial it back a little bit to just be like, okay, I'm just going to do these things, and I'm going to push these things to the back burner for a while, and then I'll come back to them.
Right. Well, the one thing I love about the channel and the community we have is we got a lot of support. Like, I don't know what's all going to be in it, but I know one of my subscribers wants to send me a mystery box or something, for Mail Day video. And you know, people, and he gave a hint that it's for the channel what this person loves to watch, this kind of thing. And I'm like, you know, so the fact that we have a community of people that really actually care a lot about the channel and the success of they want to be involved with how it goes is pretty crazy. I mean, for instance, I might bug him later for an intro, but Tabalt's made a couple intros for my MTG3 series, and it's been killer.
Cool.
That's 100% the reason why I popped in here today. I wasn't planning on coming by, but I tuned in. Oh,
Your audio is
audio
off.
is distant. You're wrong, Mike.
wrong. Oh, dang it.
You're
Hold on
good.
a second.
Dag blanket.
Dad.
Dag blanket. Dag blanket.
Yeah,
Now
guys. Y'all can't say that right. Dag blanket. Got to put a little bit of
Now he's just quiet.
what's in there.
You're muted.
Make sure the microphone is plugged in.
All right. You. That's right. That happens to all of us.
Yep.
So, like today, I was kind of lazy. You know, so I'm wearing the same shirt I was yesterday. You know, didn't do much yesterday with exercise, so I figured I could wear the shirt again.
And he's not wearing pants.
That's true. I'm wearing shorts.
Run.
Hopefully we're back with audio.
There you
There
go.
you go.
All right. Awesome. All right. So what I was starting to say was I hadn't even planned on stopping in today, but I just couldn't help it. I saw you guys there, and I came in just in time to hear you say that you wanted to upgrade some of your stuff. And I thought, man, I got to jump in, and I got to tell Tortoise that I am 100% happy to throw some graphics your way and stuff if you want to do some things to make things a little bit more interesting as far as you know, little, I don't know what you want to call them, inserts or things like that.
Mhm.
I'm 100% happy to help with that. So I'm here to help you with that.
Woo-hoo.
Uh,
Prime 46. Hello. Thanks for stopping by.
One of the things I think that helps people is helping other people, helps your creativity, because you're going to find that you're more inspired by doing something for other people. Now, I mean, I understand too, you can't stretch yourself too thin, but I think finding a couple of things that are going to make a difference is going to inspire you. Like personally, I was down on Arena lately, not really interested in doing that and stuff. But I noticed that the Real World had a question on one of his decks, so I took it upon myself to take that deck, just tweak it a little bit, play with it, and it wound up giving me more content that I could do with maybe helping him and stuff. So I think helping others too is a great way to keep yourself inspired for sure.
Oh yeah, like inspiration. That's the key piece. That's hard because like sometimes you get one idea and you don't know how to start it, or you get a billion ideas and you don't know where to begin. That then like it becomes overwhelming sometimes. Like, where do I start? We're like, how do I get this idea going? You know, and it's because like you're kind of trying. Like some of the stuff I want to work on are graphics, right? Like animated graphics. They're not. I can do it. Like my cool, sweet, self-promoted animated frame I made. You know, for my game show. For my gaming show, like I really made the show. I made it animated, made it a GIF, put it on loop, and it looks badass. But you know, that took me 4 hours. You know, and I'm assuming 4 hours. I really don't know how long it took and the longevity. I didn't clock myself, but it's stop frame animation. You know, I know how to do small stop frame animations. You know, but I'm like one of the things I wanted to do because once I'm done with this combo series, I want to go back to 3 cards I like on MTG3, not combos. Because one, the combo list, like I can go infinite. I can go try to go infinite with combos all the time and just change my thing up. But I hate really talking about more than 2-3 cards more than 3 cards of combo. And some combos that come up require 4 cards. I try to keep a video condensed less than 10 minutes, and sometimes when you have more cards, it pushes the limit. And I want to make a short series, not like a shorts series. I want the series to be a short video series so people can click on it, watch 5-6 minutes of it, and be done with it, and want to interact. Because I want to bring back I want MTG3 to be like how it used to be with Equals 3, where it was a small video, it kept you entertained for like 6 minutes, and you were done with it.
Yeah, definitely good. And I think I like the idea too of getting an idea of other cards that are out there that people maybe aren't using or that are special to you for whatever reason. I don't think enough people do that. A lot of times I've been thinking about this a lot lately just for whatever reason. But I think about what makes the game good and what I enjoy about it. And so many people, and I'm not speaking for anybody else other than me, but maybe you guys are going to feel the same way. If you're a player that's been playing for a long time, when the new sets come out and stuff, we look at to see what the cards do. Where my wife, who is new to the game, looks at it and sees what the card is. Like, what is this card and what does it do and stuff? And I feel like for me, I've lost that ability to see that stuff, to look at these things with new eyes. So I think it's important to build a broad base of people, content creators, other people that you listen to and look at, so you can be exposed to more ideas and maybe get more inspiration throughout. Because somebody that uses a card, like they might be a terrible card, but they have a great reason for using it, and that might spark your ideas to like, oh, maybe I could use this card to do this instead.
Right.
So I like that idea of getting the 3 cards that you like and talking about them.
And
yeah, sometimes you got to look at. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not the first person to come up with the idea of showcasing like a few cards and be like, I like these cards. But that's what, like, I started just because, one, I was a budgeted person, like, and I'm still budget, don't get me wrong, but like I started highlighting cards that were budget and were good, or sometimes they were classic and they were good. Like, and like one of my favorite cards of all time that I showcased in one episode was Unexpected Results. It's a budget card, and if you have like a $40 Eldrazi, it can pull you a $40 Eldrazi on a random whim. And I'm like, this card's pretty fun, you know. And so, but like and to entertain people, I throw in like gifts of memes in there from off the Google, which I still have like a catalog of these saved. But I want to start creating animations of turtles. I want to start creating the show to be mine, because I feel like with the essence of the memes, I kind of got rid of myself. And that's why the last video, I didn't use a meme in the video. I'm like, I wanted this to be all about me. I want to start building the creep filling, and I want to start making graphics. But some of the graphics I don't know how to do. Like, I don't know how to make a cool turtle graphic pop up. Like, I can make a cool image, but to make it move or do something cool. And I'm trying to figure out that stuff, because like I'm trying to figure out how I feel about myself with my capabilities, because I'm trying to make it all about me, and not to sound centrist or not centrist, self-indulged, but I'm trying to create a personality, because that's what I want to be on YouTube. When it comes to all this stuff I do, is to become that personality, because a while back ago, I decided to detach myself from being a Magic Gathering only channel. That's why I started playing more video games, because it seems more appropriate to have, in quotes, friends on YouTube that want to jump in, hang out with you for different reasons. Like one of my viewers, won't mention names. One of my viewers in particular loves watching my video game plays more than they watch my Magic content.
Yep.
And there are people who jump on my Magic content. You know, there are certain people like who watch certain things, which I love, because it kind of gives me an idea how that night's going to be, or who I can expect to see.
Right.
You know what my suggestion is? Don't worry about a lab coat, but you need to get a turtle shell. You need to actually put on a turtle shell is what you need to do.
If I could afford it, I'd get if I could afford it, it'd be like $60 or whatever. I'd get a custom hoodie to wear with my logo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like a GoFundMe project.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, or another auction in the future.
I like that idea. Do another auction. Yes.
Right. People
Yeah,
really
so I can
love
steal
the
more
auction.
stuff from Sabol.
What's that?
so I can steal more stuff from Tabol.
No.
Well,
Yeah,
you are.
what I was going to say to that was, like from the Magic perspective, and this can go for any relative perspective, but just basing this on Magic right now. If you're a Timmy and you're looking at a card in a Timmy point of view, sometimes looking at cards from like a Johnny combo or the other types of player perspectives can also give you a new look at an old card. I know, for instance, like I'm a very competitive player, but I do look at cards from a casual perspective, like when I'm speculating. So, like for instance, the card Revel Enriches back in Ixalan was a 25-cent card, and when I saw that card, I was like, "Oh, this is a total casual card." Like, especially, and back then, Commander wasn't as big, but it still was a format, and I'm like, "This is definitely a Commander card." It is not hard to get 10 treasures in Commander. Like, and that card eventually spiked, and people now, it's like, I think it's like $10 for one of them. I could be wrong. But it's a very sought after card because casual tabletop players love those type of win conditions. So, whereas it'll probably never be viable in a modern format or anything like that, it's still very viable in casual games. So even with just take Magic out of the perspective, go into your normal day life, if you look at something through one lens, try looking at it through a different lens to get a better perspective and understanding how other people might perceive things.
Right. And like, well, that's the interesting thing. And like when I show a card, I try to show my perspective on it because I'm like a competitive Timmy player. Like I like the competitive nature cards, but I like Timmy cards, and when cards are good, and some cards are only good in that deck, that one deck, and sometimes because it's what the card does, Savage Order is only good in I think it's called Savage Order, but it's only good in a dinosaur deck because it only targets dinosaurs. But it's about a $20 card for a reason. But like Fidea Seer is good in a landfall deck, and people kind of ignore the idea of Fidea Seer because it's so picky. Because it's basically a looter. You tap it, you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it in your hand. Otherwise, ditch it in the graveyard. Well, that card is doing two things to you: it's feeding your graveyard or putting lands in your hand. So good. Golgori loves that kind of card.
Yeah, especially for reanimation.
Yeah, I was going to say, by working and seeing like, okay, this is a bad card, but how could I make it good? Or like you said, what slot does it fit in, or what deck will it fit in to be a good card then?
Right.
How you can use those. We get lazy. I can get lazy about, like, again, how does this work? I just want it to work this one way. And really, you have to find or make the time to do that, to look at things from other perspectives and stuff. I do believe that's really important for sure. Like Captain Waffle said, you've got to try to make the effort to look at it from a different perspective.
Right. Well, it's not about just a different perspective. It's trying to figure out why it's good. Like look at Termaglyph. When Termaglyph first came out in my meta, I was the first person to call how good it was. But I was too malleable of a mind that my friend convinced me to rip up my only copy.
Ooh.
I was reading the card. I'm like, this card seems good. And my friend's like, it's not good. It's not good. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, it cares about permanents of graveyard, and we just got an enchantment that's a creature or something like that. It was from a Future Sight. I'm like, this looks like it could be good with interactions. And he convinced me to rip it off. $3 card back in the day. Right? Next day, it was 15. I'm like, you serious?
Wow.
Then it jumped up higher. My friend's like, I have one of those under my bed. Then all of a sudden, you got all these guys talking about how cool Termaglyph is, and I'm like, I'm looking at my friend. I said, "You mofo, you made me destroy my only copy. Now I can't afford these copies. I mean, that could be another deck.
That's another thing too. Don't be too fast to react. Don't be too fast to react. Take your time, think about it, see what you can do with stuff. You know, just because it's not good now doesn't mean that not going to make a commander deck later that it won't be perfect in.
Right.
My favorite cards in, well, since I play mostly Arena, my favorite cards in Arena is actually the sleeper cards. I like trying to, come up with a card that nobody plays and they claim it ain't no good. And so I try to make that card good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way.
The term sleeper is so abused right now. So there's another content creator called Strictly Better Magic the Gathering. You probably watched him, and he started a series. I don't know if he's continuing the series called Sleeper Cards. Well, Sleeper Cards used to be cards that went unnoticed for like a month or so. You know, cards that were good, but no one was looking at. But the set was being spoiled, and he'd do a video called Sleeper Cards. Before the set was playable, he was making sleeper cards. I'm like, how do you make sleeper cards if they haven't had time to sleep? I mean,
No. To me, a sleeper card is a card that nobody plays. Not a new card that's just coming out, because you don't know if they're good or not.
Yeah,
so they really cannot be sleeper cards until they come out.
I think now that we're in such a fast-paced environment, like if you look back at old school Magic, let's say original Ravnica block, right?
Right.
The amount of data and the amount of cards that were used back then, like GPs were what, 200-300 people? Like the amount of use was so low that yes, a sleeper card sat around for like a month or two because it took a while for the meta to shift.
Right.
Now, because we have the set spoiled like 6 years in advance, and we get to look at everything, and people are already opening packs and stuff, and the set's not even out. There's no time for a card to be a sleeper card for a month. It's a sleeper card within the first week, and then people start to realize, oh, this is a really good card. So I get your point of view on that, Tortoise, but you also have to look at how fast things have evolved since we used that term back in the day. So, like, I was just watching Jim Davis's set review on Outlaws of Thunder Junction to get prepared for pre-release, and he's like, "Oh, this is my sleeper card of white. This is my sleeper card of blue," and I'm like thinking, like, okay, so how did you determine that that's a sleeper card? Is it just nobody is talking about it right now in the limited forums? Or is it like what's the terminology now for sleeper versus back then?
Well, so we live in a problematic world, and that's called the world of perfect information right now. Perfect information is when people get to break the format and figure out what's good with it. I think what's transformative about a sleeper card right now is in a perfect world full of perfect information. And so when someone takes an imperfect card and makes it perfect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because like people like you who've played the Pro Tours, people like Tabal who's been playing forever, and people like Hillbilly. And people like Hillbilly who build decks on the fly every day. We have a preconceived notion of what is good, what is playable, and what is going to work right now. The one thing we lack in our lives when it comes to Magic is the act of discovery. We don't try to discover new cards. We know what good cards are, so we kind of ignore cards that could possibly be good. Like back in the day when the Titan cycle was out and the Titan cycle was too big, Wizards of the Coast was so focused on making cards better than the Titans that people ignored them because the Titans were more efficient, more fast, and more playable than having these three black mana pip cards or these cards with super powerful abilities. That the Titan cycles kind of washed out, got banned, and still banned. And here are these cards now, like let's say a card that's banned that would be good would be Grizzlebrand. Grizzlebrand is a broken card, right? They only created Grizzlebrand the way they did because they want to make a card better than a Titan. They broke it too much. But players like us remember that kind of fact, and we remember the Titans were good. Remember Termaglyph was good. So we kind of look in the facts of what cards are good based off the cards we know were banned or cards we know that succeeded in Pro Tour. Hence, I know Wizards not going to do it, but if they ever brought back the champion decks, I would not be against that.
I wouldn't either.
No, I think those were cool. I wasn't a fan of them when they first came out, the championship decks, but only because I thought well, it's already been done, and I still wanted to be new and innovative and thought that I could do something then. But
Right.
I actually do like them. I've come to grow to love them over time and stuff, and kind of miss them. And I think that would be a good idea and a good jumping off place to inspire other people to get those. You know what I mean? You get the decks, you get to play with it, you get to feel for what it's like and feel like what the synergies were.
Mhm.
And maybe that could again spark a light bulb in there, inspire you, whatever. So I do kind of miss those. I wish they would do the championship decks again.
Yeah, the champion decks are cool. Talk about net decking. That was net decking. But the champion decks were cool because not only did you get a product that let you play a professional style deck, it let you get into the synergies and themes that you were just talking about, but also help you push you in the mindset of what pro players think about when it comes to playing their decks.
Yeah, definitely.
And we talked about Titans earlier, and Pause says, "Remember the Titans was a great movie. I cried the first time watching it. Denzel's so great." Yeah. Remember Titans was a good movie. It still is.
I enjoy the thing of net decking only because of the data. I am somebody who will try to rogue deck and break the format, and I've done it a couple times in my local format.
Right.
And so being somebody who can do that gives you quite an edge. And I feel like whereas net decking is okay, and it does, let's say for instance, people who are playing Pioneer, is it Pioneer or Modern? The new Sorin Bloodlord Vein Ripper combo.
Modern combo, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's still some skill level involved to play that deck, right?
Right.
So even I've always said this, you can give two people the same deck, and the better player is going to win 9 times out of 10.
Oh, trust me, I'm very familiar with that idea.
Yeah, so it's net decking isn't completely bad for the people that are like, look, I don't have the time or energy to rogue deck. I want to play the best deck, and I want to just go to a tournament and beat people that I feel I have a better skill level than. But for the people out there like me who look at that and go, I see this as a challenge to beat that deck,
right?
Because I like to go to that next level of how can I make a deck that literally rips that deck apart, but also still doesn't have bad matchups against other decks. And so it's always fun to do that.
Yeah, because remember when fairies were a thing in Lorwyn, that whole block? In a world of fairies, I created a zombie deck that was competitive against fairies. It wasn't always beatable against fairies, but it really threw them through a trestle, especially with can't remember the dude's name. Cost 2 generic, 2 black, had grandeur. If he's on the battlefield, you can discard him from your hand, search your library for 2 swamps to put on the battlefield.
Corlash?
Corlash, there's the black blade, yeah. And I made a madness graveyard themed deck out of it, and it wrecked. It won F&Ms. It tore down fairy decks that weren't ready for its synergies. Because, I said, when I built it, it was pretty aggressive. It was pretty good against fairies. Now, fairies were a little bit stronger, and the people who won against me are the people who were ready for my deck. That was it.
See, I tend to try to forget that whole era of Magic.
That was a fun era of Magic. But yeah,
it was fun if you played fairies.
Well, there was another deck I built that was pretty solid, and that was mono red elementals. That deck wrecked phase 2. Fairies had a hard time with that deck too.
See, I liked playing 5-color Cruel during that time. 5-color Cruel was such a fun deck,
right?
Because you had the vivid lands with reflecting pools, so you basically had all the colors you wanted.
Right. Then you had Child of Allura as a board sweeper on the battlefield. Because I remember some people played that.
Well, most of the decks would just play Cloud Thresher and evoke it to wipe away the fairy board, because most of the fairies were 1/1s.
Right, that and Shriekmaw. Shriekmaw was a nuisance too. Yeah, here,
Yeah.
look at it. There are people in chat who are too new to know half the stuff we're saying. There's people who are like, I remember that day. That was a very plagued scene of magic.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's right.
I hated going up against the fairies.
Yeah, fairies.
They're not too bad right now in standard.
Well,
But you just don't hardly
they're
see
not
them
going to
play,
break
though.
fairies like they did in Lorwyn. I mean, Thoughtseize was a nuisance. Not only that, you had a Bitter Blossom that was insanely good value.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, fairies was basically turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Bitter Blossom, turn 3 onward, do nothing on your turn and wait for your opponent to do something.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And man, fairies were a menace. I mean, nowadays that same deck would not be good in modern very much. It's still a strong deck, but it wouldn't be as good because the power levels creeped up. But that deck was a nuisance for years. Then, you know, same with the Jason Mind Sculptor and Cawblade combo. And now I can say that confident because forever I could not understand why they called the deck Cawblade, but now I realize Caw is the sound of a hawk makes, and Squadron Hawk was the main part of that deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, rogues used to be pretty bad.
The reason why Squadron Hawk was so good in that deck, even though it was a common, was because it smoothed your mulligans. Because if you mulled to 5 and you had a Squadron Hawk in your hand, you would literally be at 7 again because you would just play the Hawk, get your 3 Hawks, and you've just thin your deck out to make it more, more efficient. Like it was just such a good card.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But Cobblade was such a good deck too, especially Stoneforge Mystic. And Stoneforge Mystic and Jason Mind Sculptor were too powerful back in the day. And
when you could put a Batter Skull in at instant speed for 2 mana, like that's insane.
Right. It's so insane. So good. And I never got to play with those decks back in the day. Because there's a few stories with the same friend. The one time I opened a Jason Mind Sculptor, my friend wanted to borrow it for a commander deck. I let him, and when I wanted it back, I found out he sold it. The deck with him in it. I'm like,
dude, you need some better friends. I don't know, man.
No, this one. This guy is one of the best friends. Just he totally he had the card for like a year and a half before I wanted it back. So he kind of forgot that he brought it for me. Oh. Then he ended up paying me back for the card.
All right, all right.
So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, it's insane. It's insane in the membrane. But anyways, look at the time. Anything people want to add to the conversation while we were just chilling about history? Yeah. All right. So since everybody's kind of quieted down, we're going to head off to the shill section.
All right. Well, I'm at 200 and 420. Yeah. I'm at 420 subs. And on the 17th, there will be a giveaway. Grand prize will be a commander deck, pre-con. And there's going to be 3 more prizes right here. This box is going to be split up between 3 people.
Mm-hmm. Woo-woo.
And the more subs that I get, the better the giveaways will get.
Nice.
This is already a spicy giveaway. A lot spicier than the last giveaway I had on my channel. And the more subs I get, the more chances of the giveaway. And also to enter the giveaway that I'm doing, you need to go to the
video.
Yeah, you go to the video to leave a comment. I don't have a link to that video right now, but there's a video where you leave a comment to be able to enter the giveaway. And you also got to be a member of the Discord. That way I can get a hold of you if you win. That's the only reason why I want you to be a part of the Discord. And also, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, that's all I have to show for today.
Hold on a second. So if you want to get into his giveaway, have him make me do work. There's this link right here to the video to leave a comment on. Yeah, now we're going to move over to Captain Waffles because he's next in line. And let me pull up his cool little graphic. Boom.
Yeah, so this pretty much speaks for itself. Pool game. Super thankful and grateful for everybody who's bought pools already. Yeah, it'll be on 420. The information is right there for PayPal and Venmo. There are links on my YouTube channel to go to the Patreon, the Discord, all the different things that are also showing other content for this. I'm hopefully getting in the booster boxes soon. The tracking says they'll be here Friday. So there's like a Murders of Karlov Manor, Lost Caverns of Ixalan for packs in the game that are going to come through as you win in your pools. I'm at 141 subscribers. When we get to 250, I'm giving away a Sheldred the Apocalypse. And there's also been giveaways on the streams. If you show up to the streams, I know Hillbilly can attest to that. I've got a box to send him. So there's cards being given away left and right. I got so much stuff to give away, so much stuff coming out. So yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support, guys.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It is.
Now for Bolt.
Hey, how's it going? So I guess I'll just go ahead and announce this here. I was going to do a video on this later on today or whatever, but I'm finally going to be opening that box of Eldritch Moon. Made some decisions as far as what I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away some of the packs anyhow. I'm going to give away about 6 of the packs, but we're going to go monster hunting, and I'm going to be looking for 8 specific cards from the packs. Once I get those 8 specific cards, if I get those 8 specific cards before the packs are all exhausted, I'm going to give the rest of what's out there away, the unopened packs. I'm going to be shipping things internationally as well as domestically. So there's going to be a chance for folks that are outside the country to be able to get a couple of packs of these too. Like I said, I'll list the cards that I'm looking for, and I'm going to be opening them about 5 at a time. So I'm going to stretch it out a little bit, go a little bit over the course of it. And I will be forthcoming later on with what you need to do to actually get a chance to get some of those free packs, perhaps. But I'm excited about that. And the other thing I'll probably be working on is some animations for Tortoise.
Yeah, woo, international shipping. Coder B.
Yeah.
Hello. So excited. All right. And now it's Tortoise time. Well, I didn't mean to select that comment.
Oh.
All right. So, don't know what my plans are for today right now, other than the fact I might be streaming later tonight. We'll see what's going on, but we're gonna have a fun week this week. I hope we have fun with you. I hope you guys chill on. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to check out all our channels and subscribe for some awesome content. We're all like a jar of nuts. We're different peanuts, but we're all kinds of crazy. I hope I said that correctly. But anyways, thank you guys for these nuts. Thank you guys for chilling out, being awesome, being amazing, being cool, being awesome. Thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, and thanks, Mrs. Tabalt, for subscribing to the channel last night. I caught that. Yeah. You guys rock. And until then, listen to Lord Megatron.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron.